So what would you do? What would you do with $100,000 at 0% interest? Seriously. So think about that. Let me show you exactly how people get it. Right. The exact blueprint. I'm going to lay it out right now for you. So that you can access 100K, 120K, 80K, 150K at 0% interest without having to submit any tax returns, no W 2s, without having to submit any business revenue, any business plans. And your business doesn't have to be open and in business for forever. What's up, Tylon? T Boogie, what's up? Tatrella, good morning. All right. So what is the exact blueprint? This is what I'm gonna be sharing with you. I am Kyle Alexander, and I've been in this entrepreneurial space for the last probably 4 years or so. And over that time period, my wife and I have gained over $500,000 in 0% interest business credit that we can use towards investment, towards mentorships, towards real estate, like all sorts of stuff. And I want to show you how to do the exact same things. We did not have any business revenue at the time. We did not have to submit, tax returns and all that stuff. And I'm sharing it with you here because I know that it is possible. Renard, what's going on? Good morning. I know that it's possible, and I know that you can do it too. And I know that it is a formula. Once you know the formula, then you can access it. Point blank. Period. Right. And this is why I want to share it with you because it's so powerful, and you can tap into it. Right. And there are ways that you can tap in right now. Here we go. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Nova Compa. Thanks for the follow. All right, you guys, please share this with somebody. Let's get into it. I want you to put your questions in the chat if you have any questions at all about business funding and does this apply to me? Does this not apply to me? What type of myth do you want to figure out? Because you've heard this about business credit and business funding. I want to get everything lined up for you guys. Right. So I paid a lot of money for this information. I want you to have access to it for free today, so you can push your life forward and your business, and just walk away with as much value as possible. Right. So I'm going to go through the exact blueprint. Like, what are you going to need? And it's two pillars that we're looking at. Right. It's your personal credit profile. It's that's set up in a certain way that the banks like to see it, and it's your business entity structure. When you have those two things, literally, like I said, it's a formula. Once you have those in place, then you can access 100K, 120K, 80K, 150K, and 0% interest business credit that you can be using towards pretty much anything that you want in your business. Right? It's one of the most powerful ways to leverage the bank's money, OPM, as we like to call it, to be able to leverage the bank's money to push your life forward and push things forward. So I want to give you the sauce, right now. Right. Bella Star, what's up? And TikTok. Good morning. And I will say I want you to ask your questions, right? I'm on borrowed time. My daughter has been up half the night. I've been going back and forth, and now she's with my wife. So if I get the call that I got to go up and pick her up, then this live is going to be over in short order. So I want to give as much value as I can in the time that I can. And if nothing else, if you don't do anything else, I want you to book a free consultation call with the team. Right. That's going to give you value. That's going to give you some next steps, some awareness around exactly what you need to do to be able to get ready for funding. And this is going to be at fundingmyfuture.net. And go to fundingmyfuture.net, and you can hit the link there and just put in some information. It takes about 60 seconds to put that in and get a consultation booked. Right. Or you can text me. Right. Or hit the link in my bio, and I'll put this in the chat. But you can text me at 240-240-642. Right. You can text me at 240-240-642. And I want you to put your questions in the chat, you guys, so we can get this lined up, because I'm glad that you have joined in here today, because this is powerful information that a lot of people just really don't know. Right. Delightful Living Ministries, what's up? Lady Swaby, what's happening? All right, so let's get into it, right? And why is business credit so important? I have to touch on this real quick. It's so important because you can again, I said you can access this without having to submit tax returns and all these things, which changes the game as far as like the red tape or the blocks that people typically have. Because the first question people typically have is, okay, my business doesn't have any revenue. How could I qualify for funding? You know what I mean? Or I just started, my LLC just opened. How could I follow? So that's the main way that we want to make sure that you get that cleared up, because you don't have to have any of that, right? So here's the other part is business credit, and these business products, when you access them the right way and from the right banks and institutions, they do not show up on your personal credit at all, right? So I could be using, if I have a $25,000 business card and I'm using $25,000 of it, it's fully utilized at 100%, right? I could be using that, and I could be using that, and what happens to my personal credit when that's like that? Absolutely nothing, right? My personal credit score stays intact because the utilization does not show up on my personal credit, right? Respect. YZ the General. What's up? Respect. Good morning. Let's get this information and let's get rolling, right? All right. So and Mish, what's going on? Welcome. All right. So here's the number 2 reason why this is so important. All right. So like I said, it doesn't show up on your personal credit. And the reason I know this is because I've got balances on some of these business cards. I just told you that my wife and I, using a dual LLC strategy that I can share with you this morning, if we have time, we've gained over $250,000 each, right? So over $500,000 that we could use towards it, pretty much anything that we want in business. And we've got into some amazing mentorships and some great information, and been able to get into real estate deals and do all sorts of stuff, right? But there's some balances on these cards, right? Because some things have gone well, some things have gone not so well. So with those balances there, my personal credit score, the last time I looked, one of them was 850, literally the highest you can get, 847, 843. Same with my wife, right? And I'm getting this message. Look, you guys, I'm getting the message. So we might have to cut short. But again, if you don't do anything else, I need you to make sure that you book a consultation call with the team, fundingmyfuture.net, right? Or text me 240-240-642. All right, I'm gonna squeeze this out as much as I can in this short time. So please get a pen, write this down. I think I got to go up and get baby girl, right? Get a pen. Here we go. Number 1, what is the credit profile that you need? If you are sitting on this profile, then you are able to access $100,000 in the next 30 days. One of my recent clients that came through, it was literally from the time she booked a call with the team to the time she had 90,000 available for her business, her real estate business, 22 days, right? So some of you are literally 30 days away from accessing this, and some of you are one move away, right? So here we go. Write this down. Like I said, I'm out of time. Number 1, you need to have at least $10,000 to $15,000 in your personal credit limits. All right. So I want you guys tracking with me, those that are here. $10,000 to $15,000. Add up all your credit card limits. Is it more than $10,000 to $15,000? Right. If you have that, I want you to put 1 in the chat. If you don't have that, I want you to put cards in the chat. Right. I'm going to tell you some ways you can leverage this, even if you don't qualify for this right this second. Right. And guys, this is the sauce, right? Here we go. Number 2, your utilization needs to be under 30%. Ideally under 10% across all your cards and each individual card, right? Number 3, 0 to 3 inquiries per bureau. That means 3 inquiries max. What's up, King? 3 inquiries max per bureau. All right. Number 4 is you need to have at least 7 to 10 accounts in your name showing up on your report, across the board accounts. So that's mortgages, student loans, auto loans, store cards, credit cards. You have at least 7 to 10 showing on your report, right? Number 5, your average age of your credit needs to be 2 years or more, ideally 4 to 5 years or more. And number 6, you have no late payments, no collections, no charge-offs, no bankruptcy. And if you do have late payments, they're older than 2 years. All right. Now, those of you that are listening that are tapped in this short time, like I already said, I gotta jump off because I gotta get baby girl. If you are sitting on that, I want you to put ready in the chat, right? If you're sitting on that and you are literally sitting on $100,000 that you could access in the next 30 days at 0% interest without having to show any proof of revenue, tax returns, your business being open for a certain amount of time, all that. All right. I want you to put ready in the chat. And I want you to make sure you book a consultation call, right? Free consultation. Fundingmyfuture.net. Susie Q, thanks for the follow, right? Fundingmyfuture.net, or you can text me 240-240-642, right? I want you to take advantage of that. And some of you, again, depending on where you are with your profile, you might be 1 or 2 moves away, literally, from getting access to that amount, right? So I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see what I can squeeze out if I can jump back on here, jump back on the live. But this was indeed a short one. But I hope you got some value from that. That's literally the blueprint. We can talk about the LLC structure and what you need in your entity in order to qualify. However, if you have that profile that I just said, right, you can access that. Now, if you don't have it, that's the last thing I'll say before I jump off. If you don't have it, right, and Justin, thanks for the share. If you don't have it, here's some ways you can leverage it. I just told you the blueprint that somebody could access 100,000, 120,000, 150,000, 80,000. You could be one referring other people, right, that have that profile that are looking for funding, and you could be getting paid out $1,000 a pop, $2,000 a pop, $2,500, $3,000 a pop. Not far-fetched at all. So if you want to know about that, I want you to comment affiliate or text me the word affiliate, and I will send you the information to get tapped in with that, right? Number 3, if you don't have that, you could be tapping in with what's called a credit partner, right? Meaning that I'm going to get someone else that has this profile, they're sitting on this profile right now, and I'm going to link up with them. And either we can get them funded on their own LLC that we can open up right now, or we can put them on your entity, right, as a majority owner temporarily on paper, right? And so that the banks are gonna look at their profile to get funded, and then boom, there you go. Now we're funded 100K, 120K, 80K, right? And we can push forward. So what this means for you is that you could access these funds in the next 30 days, regardless of where you stand in your credit, right? So you're gonna work on your credit, you're gonna start building it, right, immediately, but you can access some of these other functions, right? So if you want to know about that, right? G7 Magnus, thanks for the follow, right? Godspeed Souls, appreciate the follow, right? So if you're going to leverage this in any form or fashion, you can do it right now in the next 30 days, right? Super, super powerful. And like I said, don't worry about if you have the LLC set up. I didn't have a chance to go through that full thing right now, but if you have that, I'm going to say it one more time. Your credit card limits at least 10 to 15,000. G7 Magnus, appreciate the gift, right? 10 to 15,000 minimum, right? If you don't have it, you need to start building now. But yay, Gloria, thanks for the follow. All right, 10 to 15,000. Big Baldy, appreciate the follow. And good morning. Number 2, write this down, you guys. Your utilization needs to be below 30%, ideally below 10%. Your increase, 0 to 3 increase. Your and that's per bureau, right? Your primary accounts, you have 7 to 10 accounts in your name on your credit report, right? Your average age of all your credit, this is number 5, needs to be 2 years or more, ideally 4 to 5 years or more. And you have no negatives, no late payments, no collections, no charge-offs, and no bankruptcy. If you are sitting on that, you're literally sitting on money that you could be using in the next 30 days, 100,000, 120,000, 150,000, right? And I've done it. Now I will talk about all the ways you can leverage this, but that's what I want to leave you with. So again, please stay tapped in. I got to go get baby girl. This was one of those, I usually say this on the live. I say, hey, she might wake up. This is one of those days she up. So I got to go help, right? My wife is pregnant. So she can't be doing everything right now. So it's time. It's time. So I appreciate you guys following, tapping in. Hopefully I'll be able to jump back on here, put your questions in the chat. You can DM me. Again, you can text me 240-240-642 until next time. Yep. 240-240-642. And the very, very last thing I will say is I want to share that I do believe in abundance. I want to make sure everybody wins and grows. I want you to leverage this information regardless of who you decide to work with. And one other thing is that I am committed to make sure that the next generation is more equipped than we were to be able to push things forward in their life. So I have committed to donate and reinvest a portion of my profits towards a fund that's going to help young entrepreneurs to get into real estate, to get into business, to get into investment, to get into financial literacy, to get into mentorships, to be able to change the generational wealth landscape across the board, right? So if you're working with me in any capacity, just know that that's a part of it. And I believe that if I start this foundation on giving, then I think it's all going to come around in one way or another. So again, please tap in fundingmyfuture.net, get a free consultation call booked to know, do I need to look at my credit and improve something there, or am I just ready for funding and maybe I didn't even know it? And let's talk about how you can get funded in the next 30 days, right? So much love, you guys. We'll see you next time around. Peace.